Sometimes we report on some pretty strange stories involving police. I think this may be the strangest one ever. Anal probes, a forced colonoscopy, and forced enemas were mandated on a driver carrying no drugs, and then the hospital ended up billing the driver for all of these procedures he never even consented to. This is out of New Mexico. KOB4 has reported on this. There's a New Mexico man named David Eckert who is saying that he was pulled over, that police seemed to think it was just a traffic stop. He ran a stop sign, or didn't fully stop at a stop sign in a parking lot, by the way. Police thought that he was clenching his butt cheeks in a way that was suspicious. Maybe he was carrying some kind of drugs in his body cavity. So they did cavity searches. First, they did cavity searches and found nothing. Then they did an abdominal x-ray. Nothing was found. They moved on to an anal exam using fingers. No narcotics were found. Then doctors did another anal exam. No narcotics were found. Then they put in an enema and forced this guy to defecate in front of doctors and police officers. No drugs were found. Most people at this point would say, hey, we've done an x-ray, 2 anal probes, and then an enema. This is probably enough. No, they did multiple more enemas, colonoscopy, all sorts of stuff. Nothing was found, Lewis, and the hospital billed him for all of these things that he never asked for or consented to. Here's the amazing thing. The search warrant that was used here to do these things was in a different county than the one where the hospital was, and expired at 10 p.m., even though the forced colonoscopy didn't happen until 1 a.m., 3 hours after it expired. There's a lawsuit alleging everything under the sun. You can imagine, Lewis, he is suing the police, the hospital, the doctors, the attorney involved, the state's attorney, rather. Have you ever heard of anything this insane? This man was, I don't think we're exaggerating by saying it was literally a sort of rape.
We've covered a lot of crazy stories that had nothing to do with police overstepping their bounds, stories that you'd think people could only write about. This one has to top them all. This is completely absurd.
I don't understand how this happened. I don't understand, why do you need so many tests when the first one says he's got nothing in his body, right? I mean, a suspicion that he's clenching his butt cheeks? I don't know how to value these things, but there has to be some kind of financial remuneration that he's going to receive, and certainly paying the bills for these things seems completely out of bounds.